Dee 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 dee. Keto living is the life for me. Coffee, cooking, and recipes. Spending my days with my doggies. So be a sport. Set your alarm for Wednesdays for the Warden's Report. Welcome to the Warden Report. I hope you liked that little opening there. Yes, that's sung by me. So welcome. I'm just going to show you basically what I eat for the week. Anything else that I find somewhat interesting. And that's about it. So if you enjoy these type of videos, like if you'd like to see what do people eat while they're doing keto, and my ramblings, then please give me a thumbs up. That just helps me know that you like this content, and then leave me a comment. And if you're new here, you just came across this video, my name is Shelly, and I am the, some would say, better half of HungryHeath. And I do a high fat protocol. So currently I am aiming for 90% fat. And then and so I just show you how I get that. A great way, because people ask me all the time, well, Shelly, how do I increase my fat? And I'm like, really, you ever get that? I have cowlicks, so my hair decides every day what it's gonna do. And it's never the same, right? Oh, I don't like that either. Oh, well. Y'all just deal. It doesn't look the best, but it's good enough. So, where I was. So, I am doing 90% fat, and I show you how to get that. And people ask me all the time, how do I get that? The easiest way I have to really start my day with high fat is I just have a butter coffee, or I do coconut oil in my coffee. Lately, I've been really enjoying the Kerrygold butter in it, and I think it's just so creamy and delicious. So I aim for 6 tablespoons, and that really, it does a couple of things. One, it starts my day with a good amount of fat. Like, that's an awesome way to get fat in. 2, like, I can tell a huge difference when I start my day with a butter coffee. I have, like, my mental clarity is on point. And if you followed along, you know, my job right now, we got a lot going on, training people. Pretty soon I'll have a new position, as I did get promoted and all. And so with that, you know, I'm going to have to be learning a lot of new stuff. So I need my mental to be, like, on point. So it really helps with that. Loving it. And then the other thing is then I have energy in the morning. Like, I will, sorry, somebody messaged me. I will not have, like, that, like this past week when it was the daylight saving. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm just so tired, so miserable. I mean, yeah, it wasn't the funnest thing. Let's just admit, let's just keep the time as it is forever. You know, let's not have these changes. But I wasn't, like, zapped out tired. And I know part of that is because I continue to have that increased fat every day, and that really helps provide that energy. And kind of a backstory, because I've been thinking about a couple things. You'll see in another video here, because I'm kind of doing the intro later instead of at the very beginning. But this past week, like weekend rather, my coach was like, well, let's just try, you know, kind of reducing your fat some. Like, go down to about 80%, and then we could try to see about doing, like, a cut for you. And I was like, okay, you know, because I have been at 90% for several months now, and I was like, all right, let's just see. So, not good results. And I got to thinking about that. I was like, you know what, my whole life. So kind of a backstory. You can fast forward if you don't want to hear some gruesome details, but growing up, when I was little, I had really bad digestion issues. So bad that I remember having to get enemas almost daily. Like my mother would have to give me an enema all the time. And, you know, she cooked, you know, the same, like, I know, like, now it's kind of common, like, a parent will cook one meal for one child and one meal for somebody else and a different meal for them. That was not how I was raised. Like, whatever my mother cooked, that's what we all ate, or you just didn't eat. And so, I was the one, though, that always had these gastro issues. Just, I mean, it was just so bad. I remember crying and having a hard time with it. And so constantly had to get enemas. I remember I had to get allergy shots, you know. But looking back, like, I didn't think I was a sickly kid. But now I think about it, it's kind of like, well, that's not actually the sign of a healthy kid. And I don't know if my mother ever took me to a doctor. And just one second, y'all. Welcome back. Sorry. Some work stuff came up at the last minute. So as I was saying, I don't believe my mother ever took me, like, as far as my gastro issues as a child. So, you know, I just dealt with it, thought, well, this is how it is. And then finally in my, I guess my 30s, I was diagnosed first with Crohn's, and then another gastro doctor said ulcerative colitis. I mean, they're very similar to each other. So I'm one of the two. Many ways, and of course, they didn't have any recommendations on, you know, as far as diet. They're just like, yeah, this is what you got. Got to take pills forever. And I was constantly on steroids and everything else. Like, it was a mess, y'all, a mess. And then, ever since I went keto, just like a side effect that I didn't even know of, like, I have not had a flare up since being keto. So for 4 years, like, my bowels, I would say, well, let me put it this way. I haven't had a flare up where I needed to go to the hospital. So when I was carnivore, and I was not getting enough fat. Like, at the time, I was like, well, I'm eating all the meat. I mean, it is easy to overeat protein. And when people are like, oh, I can't eat protein, I'm like, seriously, I could sit here and I could eat a 24-ounce steak, no problem, and a side of bacon. It's very easy for me to overeat protein. So when I was carnivore, they were like, yeah, eat all the meat till you're comfortably full. I was like, oh, okay. I had the worst gastro issues. Like, I just was severely constipated all the time. Other than that, I felt good. And I was eating the fatty meat, right? I was eating ribeyes. I was eating bacon, pork belly, and everything. And they, you know, would just be like, oh, you should. And I should have, I guess, looked into it more, because nobody at the time was saying, oh, you still need to be eating 80% fat. They were just like, just eat your meat. I was like, okay. And I just honestly was not feeling well. So then when I got with my coach, then she was like, look, I want you to do, sorry, I don't know why you're cutting so loud.
I didn't know either. It's all right.
That's all right. So when I got with my coach and she put me on 80% fat, then I started feeling better, and like my hormones, everything started working better. And it was like, oh, okay. So I really was not eating enough fat. So now I've been 90% fat for several months now. And because of that, like, I have felt amazing. I haven't had any bowel issues. Like, everything's just really, as far as health-wise and feeling, I've been feeling amazing. And then this past weekend, when, like, I guess last Thursday, I started cutting down to 80%. And I'm telling y'all, it just did not sit well with me. So I think, just looking back, long story short, because I obviously have a lot of gastro issues, I think part of it is my body just requires more fat for everything to work properly, and to probably start healing my gut issues from, I mean, essentially as a child, I've had gut issues. So I think that is just something I'm kind of realizing, and that's the good thing about a coach, is you can work through those things together. And so I really appreciate that. So that'll be good to know. But yes, thank you. Welcome again. This is the Warden Report, and I hope you enjoy. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with what I ate this week. Wednesday lunch, I've got that, again, that burger, slightly warm there, with some cheese, 1 slice of bacon. I have the rest of my cowboy butter I'm going to use along with some mayo, and that'll be really good fats for that. And I'm going to have a couple of these olives. And of course, the rest of my coffee. And of course, I have an audience. Because what if I drop something? Wednesday dinner, I've got that skillet pizza again. So there is the pulled pork that we made, and I've got jalapenos and mushrooms and actually some scallions. And then I topped it with some cheddar cheese, a little bit of tomato, and some barbecue sauce in a swirl. And that's dinner tonight. Oh, and of course, my water. And we're set. Thursday lunch. Guess what I got again, y'all? That burger and bacon. A couple tablespoons of mayo with some hot sauce and Love Chamoy. And some cheddar cheese on there. And then I'm going to have the rest of Heath's cowboy butter. So, I don't know. That's probably like 3 tablespoons. And that is my lunch. And then I've got my coffee in my cup. This is actually my 3rd cup, but it looks like I've got another cup waiting too. So lots of yummy coffee today. And of course, I'm doing the Kerrygold butter this week because I just love PFAs. And then I might have a pickle too. And that's my lunch. Thursday dinner, we're having pulled pork tacos. So there's about 3 ounces of pulled pork in these tacos. And y'all, this is egg life wraps. But look, these, it was weird because these were really small. They're almost like street taco size. See if you can see my hand in relation to it, right? They're not that big. So yeah, I've got that. And then I made like not a salsa, just kind of a little topper. And I've got tomatoes and green onions. And then I've got cream cheese and habanero cheese, stuffed peppers and mushrooms. And then here is, ooh, sorry about the light, the dip or topper I made. It was basically the leftover cowboy butter, which was about 1 tablespoon. And then I added a couple tablespoons of sour cream and some of the Love Chamoy. I mixed that all together, and then that's what I have on top. So that is my dinner. And of course, topo. Friday breakfast. Y'all, this is what happens when I haven't had a cup of coffee. I even said before I put my plate down, oh, I gotta record this. And I just totally dove in. I guess it also says how hungry I was. So I had a kielbasa sausage. Is the jalapeno one? Jalapeno kielbasa. And I did 3 tablespoons of mayo, a little bit of stone mustard, and I add a little bit of that chamoy for a little sourness. That's what I dipped it all in. And then there's my cup of coffee. You can see I haven't even drank that much. It takes a while, y'all. I'm not a morning person. And it's not yet work time, so we will do better. Lunch on this wonderful Friday, or Friday, we've got, again, the smash burger with a piece of bacon, some cheddar cheese, and then 3 tablespoons of mayo with a little Love Chamoy and some Dave's. And I've got my Dutch Bros coffee that my wonderful husband got for me today while he was out running errands.
I don't run.
Oh, and that's true. While you were out driving errands?
Yes.
Okay. So that's it for lunch today. Breakfast on Saturday. We went out to eat, and I've got scrambled eggs, extra butter, and it comes with bacon and avocado, and that's how it comes, y'all. Perfect keto breakfast. And then I've got a side of I got a latte made with heavy cream and added the sugar-free amaretto. It's a Tosrani syrups they use here. And then we've got our hot sauce and of course our Redmonds, and there's Heath's breakfast. Saturday dinner. So what I'm doing, I'm not feeling the best today. I've just been real tired. But I've got one kielbasa sausage, and I made cowboy butter for one, so just half a stick of butter and seasonings. And then we're just sitting here enjoying Just Jason Keto interview, Keto Simple, Dustin. And so we're having a fun evening, enjoying that on our Saturday night. The toy aftermath. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Let's follow the trail, shall we? So here is Samson's and Delilah. She just doesn't play as much. Toy box. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Isn't that adorable? He has to find the perfect one. These are all rejects for today. Hey, y'all, it's Monday, and you're probably like, but we didn't hear from you Sunday. So I had an unintended, like, almost 42-hour fast. So what happened is my coach wanted me to try to start lowering my fat and just to see how it would do. Like, she's thinking, well, I've been 90% for so long, like literally months now. Let's just see what happens. And nothing good happened. So Saturday I started feeling like really congested. Let's say it that way. And so I was like, okay, what's going on? So I just kind of waited, had something really fatty for dinner, and it just still, ugh. So then Sunday when I woke up, like, I just felt awful. Like, you know, my guts just do not like having the lower fat. It just like revolted against me. So even though I was like kind of hungry yesterday, like my stomach was growling, I was not hungry. Like my brain was like, no, don't add more traffic. You need to just wait until this clears up. So we had to he went to the pharmacy, got a couple things to try to help with that. I think finally late last night, it's finally worked out. And so it was already so late because it was almost 10. I was like, well, I'm not gonna eat now. I'll just wait till the morning, give, you know, my digestion system more time to just kind of relax and heal. And so this morning, all I've had is my coffee with butter, which is all I had yesterday too. And I made sure I had 6 tablespoons of coffee. 6 tablespoons of coffee. No, I had a lot more than that. 6 tablespoons of butter. And then I'm finally eating for lunch. And what I have here is, let's see, here we go. I've got a third pound burger patty that he cooked up on the Blackstone. And you kind of see like, oops, sorry y'all. Let me do this better. You kind of see there's all the grease in there. I've got 4 tablespoons of mayo. And I've also got a little bit of Irish cheddar, some jalapeno and some fried onions that Heath did all on the Blackstone. So this is going to be my first meal after 42 hours. Let's hope everything is good now, because I am hungry. I do miss eating. All right. We'll talk to you later. Monday dinner. I've got a little bit of that corned beef that we made in the Instant Pot, which we have a video for. And then I made some cowboy butter to go with it. And then look at this pile of goat cheese stuffed jalapenos drizzled with a little bit of that everything but the bagel seasoning. And then I have my topo to drink. And that is dinner. Look, she's already asleep. But look, she don't want to give the corner up. This is what they fight over, this one little corner. So he got on the couch. Heath helped him up on here, so that's where he could lay. But you see, he's trying to inch his way to the corner. So she's like, well, fine, I'll just use you as a pillow. Listen to her, y'all. Oh. She said she was on. She's been snoring. They're so funny. Tuesday lunch. And I am having a burger patty with some Irish cheddar, a slice of bacon, a little bit of thinly sliced red onion, and it ended up being 5 tablespoons of mayo, some hot sauce, love chamoy, and then I'm going to have a few of these blue cheese stuffed olives on the side, and of course, a cup of coffee. That's my lunch. Tuesday dinner, we kind of got a hodgepodge here. We had a little bit left of that corned beef. It was about 12.5 ounces, so I gave Heath most of it. I got some here, and then we got a hot dog, or I guess it's a Teton's Polish sausage, and I put 3 tablespoons of mayo on it. I've got a tablespoon of butter here with some of the fried up some onions, bell peppers, and mushrooms to kind of go with the corned beef. And then we've got some goat cheese stuffed jalapenos topped with that everything but the bagel seasoning. And then I've got more of this cowboy butter on the side. And that is my dinner tonight. Thank y'all so much for watching the Warden Report. I hope you enjoyed this week's little shenanigans. And speaking of, she's been pawing at me. Who else has a paw? She likes to paw when she wants stuff. And then you see he's just sleeping. So thanks again for watching, y'all. Please, if you watch till here, comment paw. And definitely give us a thumbs up and a comment. And please stay tuned to see all of our wonderful channel members. Thank y'all again for all your wonderful support. Bye.